Any secrets you would like to share? I mean, like time is such a finite amount. Like
Yeah.
say that, we put something out on LinkedIn. How do we get more mileage? How do we milk it?
Yeah, and you and I were talking about this before, and because I do have this lovely paid account, and I have
Mm.
an account with Descript, so people see me a lot on LinkedIn, but what they're seeing is chopped up bits of my previous LinkedIn Live. So you're putting in the effort with the main presentation, but then you get so much more content from it because
Yeah.
you can just go on to a site where, again, I am technically not great with most things, but this is
Mm.
basically just editing. I do know words. It may not sound like it today, but I do know and love words, and you can just go in and edit it, and then you can use that for additional posts, so you get other
Yeah.
connection, and then you have the right prompts, so you get your Claude or ChatGPT content that you edit
Mhm.
down again, and you put that in there, and it's just a cycle, but nothing is a single use for the most part.
Yeah.
Everything can, if it's done well enough, can be repurposed and save you
Mhm.
time, further down the road. And one of the things we didn't talk about is, there's a certain level of satisfaction when you start doing these things. I never thought I could do these things, and now I am. I'm adapting and I'm growing, and if I do say so myself, I'm kind of proud of myself because I didn't think I could do that. If you would have asked me 6 months ago, well,
Yeah.
maybe not 6 months ago, I was a pretty early AI adopter, but still, it's like, what's your potential? And what
Mhm.
can you create that you don't even
Mhm.
realize you can create? And that's the thing about AI. I mean, there's a lot that I can say that's negative,
Mhm.
but I think it just makes everyone the CEO of themselves. And
Yeah.
you can create a bigger business because of all the potentialities from AI.
No, you being on the leading edge. I remember you sending me the content. Said LinkedIn is going to be pushing TikTok like short form videos, and you were one of the first ones to.
My blue badge, they told me early. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a very good use case. If you want to be a little bit more cutting edge, you can use some generative AI stuff such as HeyGen,
Mm.
HEYGEN.com. You can actually have an
I haven't tried it
avatar.
yet. Yeah.
Is amazing. It's a little pricey if you're into making training courses and things like that. You can repurpose text to video without ever getting on camera. So those
Mm.
people who are camera shy or who don't have all the technical equipments to set up a studio, legitimate way to do it. But I just want to kind of think about, just like text to text. So I got this piece of content from LinkedIn. I actually use it to put it on Medium. I also put it on blog posts. I also put it on some other places so that I extended my reach. So when people are going to search for certain terms, for example, San Francisco, AI, assessments, data analytics, I will actually show up because I got LinkedIn, which has really good search engine optimization, a Medium, really domain ranking. Those are more technical SEO terms
I got to get on Medium. Okay.
is the OG of publishing. And
Yeah.
then you should also probably think about having your own blog. Right now, the speed bumps are very low. I mean, you can
Yeah.
probably create a blog, from WordPress.org or something like that, very easily done.
Substack. I have a Substack
Substack,
blog. It's super
Substack,
simple. Yeah. Go on, Ken.
Beehive,
Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Well, Beehive is,
ConvertKit.
yeah, and free to the lowest level until you really become like, massive and have all the followers Ken has. But, when you're kind of down where I am, you can do these things for free. But the other thing is also
Yeah.
LinkedIn's newsletter. That has a lot of SEO reach that really you can, get off the tailwinds of LinkedIn by doing a newsletter on LinkedIn itself.
Yeah. And what I love about it is whenever people connect with you, they automatically get recommended the
Yeah.
newsletters. So you get that built-in subscriber base and fandom.
And it goes right out to your complete all your connections the first time out. So I have a fair amount of connections. So, I
Yeah.
went out to, all of them, and they
Yeah.
get to decide whether or not they want to keep it or not. So it really gives you an audience, a built-in audience, which is super helpful.
I'm going to roast my own post, as a matter of fact. I'm going to show you how to do it from step one all the way to step five. I actually have a gift for everybody that attends. So
Woohoo!
there's going to be a link, and hopefully Jenny will be able to share that with the audience. When you go to this link, you're gonna get a checklist. And again, we're not sponsored by LinkedIn or anything like that, but I think one good way for all of us to start this content creation, again, is to try it out, is this thing called LinkedIn collaborative articles. So these topics are created by AI. And this could be, for example, if I'm in the AI space, I say, well, how do you resolve conflicts between business and technical stakeholders? That could be a question. And then you go in about 750 characters, you are able to chime in. And I think it's a very good way because somebody's already giving you the topics. All you have to do is kind of respond. Again, I don't want you guys to go for the batches. It's an icing on the cake. It's not really the end goal, right? The end goal is to give you a topic so you guys can explore. Framework number one, which is find a niche. I actually have a couple of these, and they're all kind of interconnected because I am going for the AI educational consulting space. So that's why they're all interconnected. That's why I'm writing these topics. Okay. And let's go over this really quickly. This is the in-depth framework to help you craft out LinkedIn articles really quickly. Define your niche. We talk about a few times. Impactful content. There's so many people talking about, yeah, good job, cliched, nothing spicy. I want you to be opinionated. I want you to be spicy. I want you to be spiky.
Well,
Okay.
that goes back to the engagement piece too, Ken. Just sorry to interrupt, but people do
Yeah.
want that. People do want somebody, and I have to admit, I'm not quite as spicy as Ken, but people do want you to have an opinion, and that's what they engage with, whether they like it or not. That's what, gets people to say yes or no, or you're wrong or right. So
Yeah.
spice it up, Ken. Go for it. Mhm.
Make sure that it's still PG.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's talk about this target less crowded post. The first time you go into a topic, say that, I want to talk about personal branding, right? That's the topic that I'm picking to write. You're going to find number of posts, maybe hundreds of posts, and you can see the number of contributions. And I would say that, if you're starting out, start with some posts that don't have hundreds of posts or contribution just yet.
Yeah.
Start with something a couple dozen or maybe a single digit so that your contribution will start become visible instead of getting buried. So again, when we go into the roasting my own post, you can actually see that in action.
But you can see it at the top. And I don't mean to get ahead of you, but if you're one of the early uh, collaborators, you're at the top. So you're number one.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. So, Andrea is very, very good at the game.
It is a game. I will say it does feel like a game, but we got to play
Yeah.
it. This is just, we want to be seen, because if you're not being seen, and this is something
Mm,
I talk to my clients who have a bit of imposter syndrome about, you have things you want to share, you have things that, a voice that you want people to hear. You have to put it out there. There's
mm.
no hiding.
A more technical is write the same topic. So if you're doing the personal branding, don't go personal branding today, one
Mhm.
post, and then go to business analytics. You're going to be not
Yeah.
focusing and you're not going to get that badge. And again, the badge is icing on the cake, but I think it's a very good milestone anyway. So I would say pick one topic, write about it for 2 or 3 consecutive days.
So
Mm,
sometimes you really need to stick with it for even a few weeks. But as Ken said, if you do it consistently, you will get it. It is a very simple equation with LinkedIn. You just keep writing every day until they give you the damn badge, and you will get it. It really, it is not that complicated.
Number 6 is strategic upvoting, which is kind of like little building a fan flare, building an engagement. I would, go to a post, I write it, I contribute it. I actually upvote my neighbor, being a good neighbor and just like, supporting each other. And then, people will reciprocate. Okay. So I support your mafia, have your part, have your support group people say, hey, I'm already pushing this out. I would love for you to kind of, check it out. Okay. So that kind of finishes the framework. And I want to show you a little bit of a roasting my own post. if you will. So, so this is a post that I have in live, and it incorporates. I'm going to expand this a little bit. Okay. So first, niche, right? AI is the batch that I was going for. So I write about AI, and this is the AI topic. Second, open with a strong, juicy hook statement. Stop reading it now. Resume after a stroll. This is like a, what is that? Like a takeaway, like a FOMO kind of thing.
Can I just make one comment to that too, Ken?
Yeah.
Is that, a lot of people are reading on their phones. So that strong, juicy hook, make it short. Because if not, it goes down to the next line. It becomes harder to read. You want to get something short and juicy, to use Ken's word, so that you get the engagement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And uh, being a good writer takes years, but being a good formatter, I think it takes about
Mm,
a couple of days. Look at it. I'm just using very a lot of paragraph breaks, a lot of negative space, so that's easier
yeah.
on the eyes.
Yeah.
So
Good
psychologically,
point.
it's like I'm not overwhelmed. I'm not attacked by a block of text that is going to scare small and large children.
Keep your kids off LinkedIn. Okay, go on. Go on, Ken. Sorry.
Yeah. And then the third one is this post has 22 contributions, which is about the sweet spot, right? I don't want to go something that's like with hundreds of contributions that my post is going to be
Mm,
buried. So I want to pick something that has got enough traffic. And this was one of the 6 contributions, my contribution of that day. I don't want to bombard writing like 50 of it. I think LinkedIn isn't going to look at it too favorably. So again, just
yeah.
do 5 or 6 on on consecutive days. Number 5, urging people to stop reading sparks interest. Again, that's the juicy part, right? Most people are very courteous, polite, good job. Again, nothing wrong with that. But that is so boring. I'm yawning already.
Yeah, the brand. That's
The
going back to, Ken's brand. He's not boring.
Yeah. I don't know about that. And then number 6, being a good neighbor. I upvoted the other people. So, it's kind of like when the water rises, the blow just, rises. Everybody is getting better. Great. And then I also post on Slack channel. There are
Mm.
private cohort channels that say, hey, by the way, I wrote about this AI stuff, and this is how you can get the engagement.
Well, I'm learning stuff today too. This is great, Ken. Thank you.
We at minute 53. That's right.
No, we're at minute 56 and a half
56.
now. I
Well,
don't know how. I'm happy to stay on if you have more to share. Folks want us to stay on. Thank you all so much for being here with us today. And I would love it if you put some comments in. Ken and I, this is going to be an ongoing relationship, I hope. I'm just going to put that out there to Ken. So if there's topics and things you would want us to discuss that would be helpful for you, just, put it in the comments, DM us, let us know. And certainly I left the link on for Ken's little gifty. And so I would check out his site. And yeah, thank you. We really appreciate your time.
so Andrea, if we need
Yeah,
help, we want coaching from you. How do we find you?
you can find me. Well, my website is leadwellcompany.com. But the easiest way is to just DM me, Andrea J. Miller. Well, you just go to the event and just DM me. I love talking to people. Oh, I'm so glad we got some people saying they've learned a lot today. Very exciting stuff. I'm so glad all of you were here to join us. This was so much fun for us. But yes, reach out to me, reach out to Ken. We, yeah, this is what we love.